up, everyone? This is DR with WoW Breakdown 101, and today we're going to take a look at the 10-man normal Galakras melee point of view guide in the Siege of Orgrimmar. As always, with my point of view guides, I will break down the fight like a puzzle, piece by piece, step by step, to help you get past the encounter. Now, we'll only discuss what you as a melee DPS are going to deal with in this encounter, and we'll not go over how you will down this boss as a raid. To know everything there is to know and how to get past this encounter as a raid, then you're going to click the link below for the 10-man Galakras normal fat boss guide. Now I'm going to go over how you as a melee DPS are going to position in the Galakras fight. And in this fight, you're just going to be aware of where your raid lead tells you to position when Galakras comes down in the encounter. As far as the ads goes, when you're on the ground, make sure that your raid lead has the ads close to the friendly NPCs in the fight, and you will see why when I get to that point, as the fractures need to be dealt with immediately. Now, I highly recommend that you as a melee DPS be on the tower team, and the reason for this is that the mini-boss that is on the tower does a frontal cone attack and requires a lot of movement in a tight area. As a melee DPS, you are better suited for close quarter combat. Depending on if you're going to be on the towers or stay on the ground is going to determine how you are going to pop your offensive cooldowns on the pool. If you're going to be on the towers, then you want to make sure that you have an offensive cooldown to use on the mini-boss that is on top of the tower. You will have 2 minutes until the first mini-boss, so any 2-minute cooldowns will be back up for the mini-boss, and 3-minute cooldowns you will want to pop on the pool as well, because you will have those major cooldowns up for the second mini-boss. Look at your cooldowns and ensure that you will have at least 1 DPS cooldown for each of the 2 tower mini-bosses. As the encounter starts, you'll get a set of ads that comes out about once every minute, and in the first set of ads that comes out, the only ones you will concern yourself with is the Bone Crusher ads, which do a fracture on one of your friendly NPCs, and they can only be interrupted by stuns, pushbacks, and death grips. Once you see the Bone Crusher start to channel fracture on the NPC, then communicate with your raid and make sure that it gets interrupted. Note that if you stun the Bone Crusher while it is charging toward the NPC to cast fracture on it, once the stun is finished, then the Bone Crusher will charge and start to channel fracture again. Make sure that fracture begins its channel before you stun, pushback, or grip it. The only other thing that you will note in this first pack of ads is to target switch to the war banner as soon as it pops up. They have no life and should go down in 1 or 2 attacks. The next set of ads will have the most important ad that you will deal with, and that is the shamans. You will make sure that you interrupt the chain heals. Shamans will place healing tide totems down, which you will target switch to ASAP and take it out. If you find yourself struggling to target these important targets in this encounter, then you will want to make a target macro for them. There are no bone crushers in this set of ads, so you don't have to worry about fracture here. Also, you will still have war banners that you will want to take out ASAP. There will be fire void zones on the ground that you will want to make sure that you do not stand in, so watch your feet. The third set of ads that comes out has a mini-boss in it called Korgra the Snake. And the only ability that you will worry about as a melee DPS is the poison cloud she leaves behind, so just make sure you don't stand in it. Now once the Korgra Demolisher comes down, you will want to switch to it if you are on the tower team. And if you are on the ground team, then switch to it once the Snake mini-boss is down. Now it is a good idea for your tank to pull the ads next to the Demolisher so that everyone can splash damage the ads and focus the Demolisher down. Once the Demolisher is down, then the tower team will head to the left tower. There are 2 ways that most guilds deal with the towers. The first way is the tank grabs and kills all the ads at the bottom of the tower, and then proceeds to the top. And the second way, which is the most efficient way, the tank aggroes all the ads at the bottom and runs straight to the top. If you're using the second strat, then you will simply run up the top of the towers while making sure not to DPS any ads so that they stay on the tank. Once your tank starts on the mini-boss, you will pop a cooldown and start blowing the mini-boss up ASAP. Now the only thing that you will concern yourself with on top of the tower is not to get caught in the frontal cone attack that the boss does, as it will knock you off the tower and more than likely will cause your death. Now once you finish off the ads, make sure to make your way back to the ground and help out the ground team, unless you have been assigned to kill all the drakes by using the cannon. If that is the case, you will simply right click the cannon to mount up on it and aim at the drakes, shooting them down. You will shoot down all drakes until only Galakras is left. You will be able to tell if you're trying to shoot down Galakras, as when you shoot him, it will only stun him. After all the drakes are down, you will join your buddies on the ground and get ready to do the next towers. If you was not on towers, then you will just handle the next set of ads, which is the 4th set, and it is just 2 proto drakes, which you will stay behind at all times and move from the fire void zones. Now, whenever your tower team is done and they've joined you, you'll be on your either 5th wave or 6th wave, depending on your DPS. The 5th wave will have a mini-boss in it called High Enforcer Thranok, and will do a cleave attack that you will want to make sure to stay behind the boss at all times. He will also hook random raid members, pull them in, and cast Skullcrackers, which deals massive damage in a 10-yard radius. You will just move out of this ASAP. Also, in the set of ads there will be a shaman that you will want to take out before the mini boss, and healing tide totems and banners the second that they appear. And around 40 seconds after the 5th set of ads comes out, the next demolisher will come out, so your tower team will be ready again. You will repeat the same thing you did to down the first tower on the second tower. If you are on the ground team, just take out the bone crusher, as this set of ads is small, and the 7th set of ads will contain a shaman. After the second tower has been taken care of, and if you've been assigned to bring down the boss, then you're going to go to the cannon you've been assigned to. And once your other person gets there, make sure that they communicate that you are both in the cannons and ready to bring down Galakras. Now, once you get the call, you're going to bring down Galakras. Now, I'm not sure if this is a bug, but how you bring down Galakras is both of you will fire your cannons, and once both cannons have hit Galakras, it will bring him down. Now, if the cannons hit him at exactly the same time, it does not bring Galakras down, it only stuns him. So once one cannon has hit him and stunned him, then the other will shortly after will have to hit him to bring him down. So just communicate and make sure that your cannons don't hit him at the same exact time. As soon as phase 2 starts, you will join your buddies on the ground and stack in your designated spot that your raid lead is set up. This is a simple phase that is just a DPS race to the end with 2 abilities that you will want to pay close attention to as melee DPS. One will cause you to drop dead, and the other ability will wipe your raid if you handle it incorrectly. The raid wipe ability is Flames of Galakras, which targets a random raid member and shortly after sends a large flaming ball of death slowly through the air, and once it reaches its target, it will deal near 1-shot damage to the entire raid. The more people it goes through, the less damage it does when it reaches its targets. If you have this on you, simply run behind your group so that the fireball passes through your raid. The other ability that you will deal with is a stacking flame dot that stacks on you every time Flames of Galakras passes through you. Once you are at 4 or 5 stacks, just simply step out of the path of your raid has chosen for the Flames of Galakras until the dot expires. Note, if you get targeted while you're trying to drop your dot, then run behind the raid so that you do not wipe the raid. It is best that you die instead of all of your buddies dying with you. The last ability is Pulsing Flame that just deals ticking damage and causes Galakras to deal increasing fire damage the longer the phase goes on, so just save hero for this phase and blow the boss up. That is all I have for this, guys. So as always, go out there and have fun, guys. If this video helped you any at all, give it a like, share, and subscribe to help me put out more content for you. Also, if you have any suggestions for future videos, then leave a comment below or email me at thewowbreakdown@gmail.com. See you again next time, guys.